Chris wants to know, what do you think about adding silver to your margin account, giving the run up in silver lately? So he's recommending a few tickers, SIV, USA, and SLV.
I think they're all on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange.
My whole thing about this silver is that, Shawn and I used to buy physical silver. Like a few years ago, I was buying some, but I noticed that silver never really went anywhere. They kept talking about it exploding, but it never did. And now it is. So if we start buying silver now, isn't that FOMO? Isn't it, now that it's run up?
It has already run up. Yeah, exactly.
Right, now that it's run up, now we're going to start buying it. And then, you know what I mean? What if it crashes after that?
Could it be the next MSTE? It's possible.
Right? I want to avoid...
Let's hope not.
Is that a term? I want to avoid FOMOing into things.
FOMOing, yeah, exactly.
Right? If I was going to buy silver and gold, I feel like I should have done it a few years ago. You know what I mean? That's when you should have been buying silver and gold. Now that it's on fire, I guess there's probably still more room to run.
If you think long term, you can, you add a part as part of your portfolio allocation, but you have to stick to it, which means you consistently buy without looking at the price. That's what that's what you probably should do. But if you're speculating whether it be a good decision, then it's hard to say.
There you go. Somebody agrees with us. Somebody said, I would be afraid it's at the top.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? I think silver's the price of silver is a little fake right now. I think it's just been driven up. I still believe in gold. I still think gold has a little bit of room to climb. But I think this whole silver... it's gone up, 125% this year or 150%. I think it's a fake price, to be honest with you. I think when we get to, February, March of next year, I think we're going to see probably a good 25% drop in price, at least on silver.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with you. Like I said, I was buying silver. My son's 20. We started buying silver when I think he was 8 years old. I used to take him to the store. He used to use money from his bank account that he had gotten for Christmas and stuff like that, or birthday presents. And he was buying silver coins. I was buying silver. And we held it for a long time, but it never really seemed to move very much. And of course, it doesn't pay a dividend. So, it didn't go well with the whole income. Now, mind you, there are now, I guess, covered call ETFs you can buy that hold silver. So maybe that's an option. What's the volatility like, though? I don't know what the rates are like. I mean, yields. No clue. I don't know what the yields are like because I don't know how volatile it is. So, but it might be an option.
I would say silver is definitely more volatile than gold. If you're looking at gold producers, 10%, that's 10 to 12%, but it has to be enhanced version without with the recent run up. The non-enhanced version is probably around the 8 to 9% or even lower. Or we're looking at specifically the gold producers one from Global X, GLCC and GLCL. So that's what we're looking at.
The other thing is that, I'm personally trying to streamline my portfolio. I got out of Coney yesterday, and I'm out of Yield Max.
Hey, perfect timing.
Because you know what? I don't want to carry them into the new year.
Right.
It's like, you know what? I'm not... Because I had them in multiple accounts, TFSA, RRSP, whatever, right? So I just finally yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at this negative $3,000 or negative whatever it was. I'm like, it's gone. I'm just going to sell it and then start working on where to reallocate whatever money's left over.
Just a reminder, folks, that we are not licensed financial advisors. The content in this podcast is purely for entertainment and informational purposes only. Always consult a licensed professional before making any investment decisions. Please invest wisely based on your own needs and risk tolerance. Now, on to the podcast itself.
All right. Well, welcome to our first botched live stream.
It's fine.
Well, we're not late. We scheduled it for 9, but we meant 9:30. We meant 9:30.
Yeah, technically a typo, so we're good.
Yeah, it was a typo. So anyways, guys, Merry Christmas. And
Merry Christmas.
How were your holidays so far?
Yes.
Good?
Nice.
I'll start. Mine's been good.
Yep.
I had a little bit of time to get some stuff done around the house. Anna was, she was out of the country. She didn't get home till Christmas morning. So, let her sleep. Then we, had lunch together, dinner together. And yesterday was my big family get together at my parents' house where my kids join us because they're busy people too, their spouses. But it was good. We had a fantastic time there. My brother-in-law and his kids and everything. So there was about 16 of us at my parents' house. It was a good time. How about you guys?
Nice. I spent Christmas morning with my kids. Christmas Eve, we opened presents with everybody, and then Tracy had to fly Christmas morning. I think she got up and left about 6 a.m. So she was gone. So we had a nice Christmas breakfast and everything. And then the kids went to their mom's house, and then I was home alone for the rest of the day. But we met up at my sister's house yesterday for a nice dinner as well. So that was fantastic. Yeah, Christmas has been great. Can't complain. Can't complain. Tracy got me a new laptop for Christmas. She got me some lighting,
nice.
which I still don't know how to use. And
For your studio?
yeah,
Your
she got me
backdrop,
some
I'm assuming,
lighting.
right?
I've been watching a few videos, and every video I watch, it says to use 3 lights, and it tries to tell you where to position them.
Mm-hmm.
But I only have 2 so far. And then, of course, they always want to have that like neon light behind you with a little bit of color or something. So, anyways, that's a project for the new year. Try to get the lighting working better. Yeah. Yeah, but that was great. So I got some new stuff because I'm still using my stepson's laptop.
As of this moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as of this moment. Okay. So, but yeah, that's good. So got all that set up. How about you, JJ?
Not too bad. Not too bad. On Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, did some chores and then went to go actually help out a elderly neighbor shovel out her driveway because it was filled with snow. And in the evening, I went to a little get together, and then we actually ended up watching the new Avatar movie, the Fire and Ash one.
Oh, how was it?
Crap show.
Was it really?
I mean, it was fine, but it was there was too many plots. There was too much stuff going on. It was really hard to follow the plot, especially if you didn't watch the first 2 movies. So I ended up taking a nap at one point because we ended up going at like 10 o'clock at night, and it ended up finishing at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's a long movie, isn't it?
It's 3.5 hours long.
Oh.
We watched some football on Christmas, and my wife didn't believe it. We said, there's 3 games on Christmas. She goes, there's no football on Christmas Day. So yeah, this is a thing now.
Okay.
You know, football on Christmas Day. I guess these poor guys don't get a day off. I mean, they're paid enough, but still, you'd want to spend time with your family, right?
I don't feel bad for them.
No, eh?
If you want to pay me a couple million a year, I'll be happy to go play a game of football on Christmas Day.
Yeah, a couple million a year. I looked it up. That Dak Prescott, the quarterback for the Cowboys, he makes $3.5 million a game.
Yeah, this top star.
Yeah.
Gotta pay for the top star, right?
Does one of us have to keep track of these? Keep track of the comments though. So somebody
maybe we can go through. We could go through chat, and I mean, you're moderating this chat, right? So Paul, why don't you?
Yeah, all right. So the first thing I wanted to just talk about, JJ, was you've been on YouTube for a little while now. How has it been? A month? 2 months?
My first video, I think about 2 months now. Yeah, I have 15 videos now. Yeah, not too bad.
Nice. Now, are most of your videos are just conversations like this?
To start,
you're not putting out actual videos, are you?
I will be starting the new year because like at the end of the year, everything was super busy because like, okay, let's just make it nice and fun and light with these conversations to be more unique. And then starting off in January, I'll probably do what I'll be buying in my TFSA, stuff like that. And then more, I think my content will mostly be like heavily relatable on what I will be doing and help other people would be able to relate to what I'm doing and what I'm following. So no generic advice, no generic, top stocks, VFE, and then all that crap that it's just recycled content. It's like you can only post like that so many times before it gets old. So like I can't do stuff like that. So it has to be something I can relate to, and I will probably be doing like launching off multiple case studies. One with regards to my non-registered account, one with regards to a road to 100,000 in my partner's TFSA.
Nice.
And then showcasing that every month. And I'm thinking about doing portfolio updates, not necessarily in all my accounts, but I might just focus on either my TFSA or my margin account and then figure that out. So multiple different things to start while sprinkling in all these podcasts.
Post a video a week? Like not including podcasts?
It's too much. Probably one every 2 weeks. Yeah. I don't have that much free time like you, Paul.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but are you guys reading the chat on the online here?
What is it saying?
We taking questions? It says, are you guys taking questions from the comment section?
Yeah, we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the whole point of it. So somebody, so that's what I was saying. One of us has to be watching the questions, right? As we're talking. So
yeah, Paul, you should be able to see the questions on the to the right of your screen.
Or are you looking at it on your phone?
On my screen. I'm watching them on my phone. I don't see them on the right of the screen.
It's on the even on the Riverside app. It's under the chat sidebar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to click on chat.
Yeah.
I know we know a few of the people that are messaging us, but we'll just use what their @ sign is there. So
And responding to Chris's comment, yes, we are. Feel free to ask your questions.
I found it.
He was
Okay.
commenting about the Canada Juniors playing today.
Okay. So we got morning, folks.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Should I spam you guys? Good morning, guys. Morning, guys.
By all means, Sophia, because
Hendy,
you are family, so you can spam
and gals.
positive thinking only.
Yes. Yeah.
Trying to find a question. What are you? Yes. What are yes? Come on, Henry. What are you buying in your margin accounts on Monday? All right.
We will go through that. Yeah. Actually, might as well let's just start with that then, since we're on that comment anyways.
So since the last time we spoke, Shawn, you went on that big spending spree on the Friday, and you loaded up your margin accounts.
Oh,
I think it was about 5,800. Remember the last time we spoke, JJ?
I thought Shawn said that he was I thought Shawn said he was saving all his dividends.
Yeah, but not his margin account.
Oh, okay, right.
That's
margin
two separate things.
Gotcha.
Two separate things, right? So he had I was at $4,000 and he had shot past me with that big spend on the Friday.
Okay.
So since then I had to try to catch up to him, right? So
how's that
I bought
going?
some more. I bought some more Utes. I ended up getting more Utes. I added QQCL, and I added USCL.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm at 5 positions, and I bought more. I think I bought more ENCL and HDIV. So I think I'm at about 6,000 now for my margin account.
6,000 overall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was at 4,000, so I added 2. Yeah,
very nice.
Let me just double check.
And what's your what is your current what's that percentage out of your entire margin availability? Because your entire margin availability based on your TFSA is like $130,000, right? And you use $6,000 of that. So
yeah,
like
mine's
10%.
Mine's yeah, I can use 100 margin available. It says 103, but I think that's what I have left, right?
That's what you have left, yeah, to spend.
Yeah. Okay, so I've used 6,500. I'm at 6,500.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm at 6,500.
That's like 6% of your entire account, give or take.
Yeah.
Oh, you're pretty low. That's good. Build it up nice and steady.
Ooh. Okay, so now man, these questions are going to come in too fast. Chris wants to know, what do you think about adding silver to your margin account, giving the run up in silver lately? So he's recommending a few tickers, SIV, USA, and SLV.
I think they're all on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange.
My whole thing about this silver is that, Shawn and I used to buy physical silver. Like a few years ago, I was buying some. But I noticed that silver never really went anywhere. They kept talking about it exploding, but it never did. And now it is. So if we start buying silver now, isn't that FOMO? Isn't it? Now that it's
it has already run up. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Now that it's run up, now we're going to start buying it. And then, you know what I mean? What if it crashes after that?
Yeah, could it be the next MSTE? It's possible.
Right. I want to avoid.
Let's hope not.
Is that a term? I want to avoid FOMOing into things.
FOMOing, yeah, exactly.
Right? Like if I was going to buy silver and gold, I feel like I should have done it a few years ago. You know what I mean? That's when you should have been buying silver and gold. Now that it's on fire, I guess
or
there's
what
probably
you could
still
do,
more room to run.
If you think long term, you can, you add it as part of your portfolio allocation, but you have to stick to it, which means you consistently buy without looking at the price. That's what you could. That's what you probably should do. But if you're speculating, whether it be a good decision, then it's hard to say.
There you go. Somebody agrees with us. Somebody said, I would be afraid it's at the top.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? I think silver's the price of silver is a little fake right now. I think it's just been driven up. I still believe in gold. I still think gold has a little bit of room to climb. But I think this whole silver, it's gone up, 125% this year or 150%. I think it's a fake price, to be honest with you. I think when we get to, February, March of next year, I think we're going to see probably a good 25% drop in price, at least on silver.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with you. Like I said, I was buying silver. My son's 20. We started buying silver when I think he was 8 years old. I used to take him to the store. He used to use money from his bank account that he had gotten for Christmas and stuff like that, or birthday presents. And he was buying silver coins. I was buying silver. And we held it for a long time, but it never really seemed to move very much. And of course, it doesn't pay a dividend. So, it didn't go well with the whole income. Now, mind you, there are now, I guess, covered call ETFs you can buy that hold silver. So maybe that's an option. What's the volatility like, though? I don't know what the rates are like. I mean,
I have no
yields.
clue.
I don't know. I don't know what the yields are like because I don't know how volatile it is. So, but it might be an option.
I
to
would
add.
say silver is definitely more volatile than gold. If you're looking at gold
Absolutely.
producers, that's around 10%. That's 10 to 12%, but it has to be enhanced version without the, like with the recent run up. The non-enhanced version is probably around the 8 to 9% or even lower. Or we're looking at specifically the gold producers one from Global X, GLCC and GLCL. So that's what we're looking at. But in terms of silver, are there even any covered call ETFs based on that in Canada? I'm not familiar.
Oh no, I'm not sure as well. The other thing is that, I mean, I'm personally trying to streamline my portfolio. I got out of Coney yesterday, and I'm out of Yield Max.
Hey, perfect timing.
I'm out of Tesla as well. I got to, because you know what? I don't want to carry them into the new year.
Right.
It's like, you know what? I'm not, because I had them in multiple accounts, TFSA, RRSP, whatever, right? So I just finally yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at this negative $3,000 or negative whatever it was. I'm like, it's gone. I'm just going to sell it and then start working on where to reallocate whatever money's left over.
I did the same thing.
So, yeah. So I got rid of those 2 more. I did a video a couple days ago and I scheduled it for this morning at like 9 a.m. And then I meant to change the time because we were doing this live stream at 9 a.m. and I completely forgot to change the time. So it launched at 9 a.m. this morning, and it was the 41 positions that I sold in 2025.
Oh,
I couldn't
okay.
believe there was that many.
Okay.
I went through.
Damn.
Yeah, I went through Wealthsimple and looked at everything I sold over the entire year. But that was when I still had like single stocks.
Right.
I had TD Bank, I had Brookfield, Visa, Pepsi, I had a whole SCHD, stuff like that, right? I still had REITs, I had Realty Income. So yeah, all in all, 41 positions I got rid of in 2025. But then there were so many new ones, right? I was buying all the new Harvest funds, all the new Hamilton funds, the new Evolve funds. So I think even though I sold 41, I added too many. So now I don't want to really add more.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
So like, I'll just bounce off of what you said with regards to Yield Max. I had the same thoughts. I'm like, I mean, I did say in my last chat that there's going to be a huge rebalancing moving forward in 2026. And part of that is simplicity. Well, guess what? Yield Max does not fit in that simplicity,
Right.
and simplicity thought process. So I actually did all that on Tuesday. So gone are all the Misties, gone all the Conies, gone is Tesla, Ulti is gone too, and YMAX is completely gone as well. So the only 2 Yield Max products I still have kept is the one from on Nvidia. So Nvidia, I still have that. I'm just like, I might keep that.
Yeah.
But we'll see, because obviously Nvidia is done pretty well, and which means that Nvidia has done decently. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with that, but I might get rid of it too, because it's also in my Questrade account on FHSA. So that's my last USD account there, USD holding there. And I have the Mag 7 one. So Mag 7 one is done pretty well.
YMAG.
YMAG, exactly. So I
Yeah.
have that one. YMAG actually is doing better than the Maggie from Roundhill, like the similar one from
Really?
Roundhill. Yeah, total return wise. So I'm like, okay, it's not bad. And Wealthsimple actually dropped their USD rate down 0.25%. So it's not bad. So I'm just like, okay, we'll see how that goes. So it used to be 7%. Their prime rate
for
is
margin.
7%. Yeah, on margin, and now it's down to 6.75%. I'm just like, okay, it's not too bad.
Yeah. I still have YMAX, which in 2025 I was loading up on it, trying to bring down my average cost, brought it up to 1,000 shares, and then of course the price just kept dropping. So now I'm sitting on 1,000 shares. I don't know if I'm going to sell it or keep it. That one I'm not sure about yet. I still have Ulti. I still have YMAG and YMAX.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have 4. but no, I guess no more single stock ETFs from them.
That's
Oh, I
good.
have Misty. I still have Misty.
Yeah.
I only have 30 shares of Misty.
Mhm.
I was kind of waiting to see how long it would take for them to all be paid off and then decide what I was going to do with it. Also wait until see if MSTR recovers and if the share price recovers at all.
Even if MSTR covers, Misty won't recover in the same
No
amount.
way.
That's the thing, because it's very capped.
Yeah.
MSTE will, MSTY will not. It's just gonna keep depreciating. And so based on my thought process with regards to Coney, with regards to Misty, even the fact that they technically reverse split it 1 in 10, well, their underlying strategy is still the same, which means that it's still gonna go
Yeah.
and over time, maybe in the next 6 months or so, depending on how the underlying stock MSTR and Coinbase perform, they're gonna reverse split again, and it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And the opportunity cost of locking them in makes no sense, and so that's why I scrapped it and went somewhere else. So it's like lock into the wins for the long term, rather than hoping and being disappointed by what's kind of at the end. You didn't end up.
With the other thing with regards, I guess we're jumping back and forth because I'm reading the comments and somebody posted about Adriano having GLCL, right? One of, I guess, the gold producers. I do have HYLD. I hold HDIV. I hold Big E, HHIS, and I know some of those have, or maybe Canny, HHIC. Like one of them, I think holds Agnico Eagle, which I believe is right, is a gold producer.
Yeah.
Or a gold miner.
Gold miner.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think within some of the funds that we have, we're holding. I don't know about silver, but we're definitely holding gold.
Not silver exposure.
Yeah, no silver yet, eh? I'm surprised they haven't jumped into it.
Does Global X have a new one on silver? Maybe. I thought they did, or maybe they released one in copper. I'm not entirely sure.
Shawn's being attacked by his cat always.
I spend 30% of every video trying to. The cat just wants to be a star. Yeah, she wants to be held all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
So have you guys taken a look at sort of where your portfolio was at the beginning of 2025 and where it is now?
Yeah, I probably will do a recap video.
I mean, I talk a lot to Henry, who's in our Blossom chat group, and he always has numbers, and I'm like, how do you have all these numbers? He goes, oh, I write them down, and I'm like, you know what, this is a good idea. So last December, I think December 6th, I started writing down all my portfolio balances almost every day. Some days I forget, but anyway, so I went back and looked, and my portfolio balance is up from a year ago yesterday because the U.S. market was open yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So I am technically up from last year to this year, not as much as I'd like to be, not as much as I'd like to be, but I also withdrew 20,000 from my account this year. And, but I've, as I've said in other videos, I got hit hard. I mean, Shawn, you as well, JJ from MST, dropping anything Bitcoin related, dropping.
Yeah.
So those have taken a toll on the balance of my portfolio. So I'm not too worried about it, but it's not as high as I'd like it to be.
Is anybody's portfolio as high as they would really like it to be?
Well, some people have done well.
I don't know. I think, even the people that are doing well would still like to see it bigger.
Oh, sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But, it was a bit of a roller coaster year, 2025, right? First.
Shawn, put your mic a little bit closer. You are sounding very
He's in Grimsby. He's far from us.
That's true.
I am far away. I'm very far away. The first.
Not as far as JJ, though.
Hey, I'm coming down to Vaughan, so I'll be in the Toronto area for a week.
Yeah. But if you guys look back at 2025, the first, 2/3 of 2025, the stock market was kind of on fire, right? Just, at least for me anyways, I found the last 1/3 of the year, I've watched my portfolio just shrink, but not worried about it. I know everything's a cycle. It'll all come back. And, like I've mentioned in our other videos, I just keep putting actual money into my account, and I'm just sitting on cash right now. For me, I'm sitting on now I'm up to about $4,100 in cash sitting there.
Okay.
For me, that's a lot of money sitting in cash.
Yeah.
Just waiting for what I feel will be a right opportunity to go on a little bit of a shopping spree.
I was at my sister's yesterday. I was talking to my brother-in-law, and between him and my sister, and I think their one daughter. They're sitting on $500,000 in cash.
Why? I mean, what's the point?
He's waiting. He's waiting for the market to drop. I think back in April, the S&P, he was waiting for it to drop 20%, and then he was going to put in, 100 or more, and it dropped like 18%. It never got to the point he wanted it to drop to, so he's just sitting and waiting. But
Wait,
it blows
like
my
pure
mind to
cash
have
or
that-
like in a money market fund?
Yeah, probably in a money market fund, but it's only getting, I think he said just over 2% or something. It's not great, right? But yeah, there's some people who are sitting on a lot of cash just waiting for the market to crash.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I'm the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, with some of the funds that I sold recently, I have a few $1,000s now, but I don't know if I'm going to wait too long to invest. I was thinking about going on a shopping spree Monday.
Do it.
Yeah.
Your end shopping spree, and then Bill make a video on that. There you go.
I was gonna post on Blossom maybe after our live stream and ask, I'd throw out a few names of some ETFs that I might buy and see what people think is the best buy right now. I noticed this in my US account. I have a lot of ETFs that hold the NASDAQ, right? Like QQQY, QDTE, TDAC, QQQT, I think is another one, right? And then I have QDAY, right? I have QDAY from Hamilton.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I have too many.
QDAY is the best one out of all of them.
So I was thinking about also maybe posting on Blossom and seeing like which one of these or which 2 or 3 of them should I get rid of, consolidate into one.
If it was up to me, if it was my opinion, I would ditch all of them and keep QDAY and TDAC.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's based on NAV stability?
Based on NAV stability,
yield?
based on not even based on yield, because I'm mostly focused on total returns from a cover call perspective. I don't really care about the yield now, having been more or less seasoned in the cover call space for about 3 years. So I primarily focus on total returns without sacrificing by maintaining a balance between yield and NAV stability versus appreciation. Because I guess in a registered account, there's no tax implication or tax drag, but definitely in any other accounts, non-registered accounts, then you have to worry about the tax drag factor every time, because every time you receive a distribution, it's all realized, which means that there's no way to avoid paying taxes, even if it's tax efficient. So you got to think about it from that angle as well.
Which site do you guys use when you're calculating your total returns? I know Leon always posts, and Leon just jumped on, so shout out to Leon. Which site do you guys use? He's always comparing like 2 or 3 different ETFs for total returns. I think
the Canada Stock Channel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I think I'm going to go on there and put in all the ones I have and see how it comes out. See which one actually has the best total returns.
Yeah. I usually use the Canada Stock Channel. And then there's the US equivalent. It's just called Dividend Stock Channel. You can only compare 2 at the same time. You can also look at trading. You can also look at the Trading View. There's one from Seeking Alpha. And then there is
with Canada Stock Channel, can you do more than one ETF at a time, or is that
you do direct comparison between 2 at the same time?
That's it, eh?
But you could just write down the numbers. You just have to swap it out.
Yeah, true enough. So I think next week we have a couple of days where the market's open before the end of the year. You guys making any more selling off anything, buying anything?
Oh yeah.
I guess Shawn, you're holding cash, so no buys.
Yeah,
no buys coming end of the year.
You know what? I hate to say it, but even this week coming up, I have a couple of employees on vacation, so I won't have the time during the day to spend to, really put time into actually be spending my cash. I want to make educated decisions, right?
You got today and tomorrow. You could kind of pre-plan.
Anna's back to work, man. When she's home, I got to spend time with her, right?
You know what? Open up a nice bottle of wine, sit down with a glass, talk about stocks.
That's it.
Oh yeah, her favorite stuff.
Yeah. At least she seems more interested than Tracy, so that's good.
Well, she definitely is. Yeah, she does ask questions, and I always just refer back to the channel and watch a video.
Yeah,
I got to keep the revenue stream going. But no, I want to make educated decisions, right? I don't want to just spend my money just because it's sitting there. I'd rather spend it on something wise.
Yeah. I'd have to
You know,
say
and
buy a
if that means
Rolex,
I
but
gotta
that's
wait
just me.
Yeah. Well, if I got to wait another week till I'm, you know, have all my employees back at work and I'm not so stressed out at work and bringing work home, you know,
Yeah.
then I can spend time at night. Or right now, I just get home from work. I just want to eat dinner and go to bed.
I'm
I'm
trying
exhausted.
to, there's usually the Christmas rally. Does that mean in January it gets cold again? I wonder if the market will drop in
It's
January
possible.
just because,
Yeah.
maybe there'll be some better deals if we wait.
Yeah. I think they said that historically, I think that the Christmas rally usually ends around January 6th. I think they said.
I think the
Oh,
first
yeah?
week of January, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Chris says we
let-
should use stock analysis. There you go.
Yeah. I think you can. I think any of the bigger ETF providers like BMO and Vanguard, they have a performance comparison tool as well. You can put up to 5 different ETFs and look at it that way.
Yeah.
Different options.
Now, I just want to go over somebody's question or somebody's what they were asking. They're saying that I was using margin and
Sitting on
holding
cash.
cash.
Yeah. Are
I
you?
saw that.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it started off with an experiment Paul and I were thinking of doing. Right, Paul?
Yeah.
We neither one of us had ever used margin before. Paul and I wanted
Baby
to
steps.
both open up baby steps. Open up a
Yeah.
small margin account. Like I said, I've only spent about $6,000. Paul's right around the same now. We just wanted to learn about margin before we make bigger decisions using margin. We talked with JJ, and as people have seen, we do a biweekly series now about talking about margin.
Yeah.
Seems to be doing pretty well,
Paul and
so
I-
we're going to keep doing it.
But we've had some good comments on the videos that we've done. People appreciate the info they've learned, and I think Paul and I have actually learned a lot from JJ too about the margin. The margin accounts were for Paul and I. We were also using as a little bit of video material as well as learning about margin. So that's why the margin is a total separate thing, although it's in my Wealthsimple account, but it is totally separate from my actual investing. My margin account is more of a defensive position with, I don't know, maybe you want to class it as more boring stocks, but so that's why I'm holding cash and have a margin account.
Yeah, I consider them totally separate. And when I say that I'm streamlining my portfolio and trying to reduce the number of positions I have, now I went and bought some new positions in my margin account, but I'm not counting those ones. I'm keeping that separate. That's not part of my main portfolio. Like I added QQCL and USCL, but I'm not tracking them the same way, so that'll be easy.
Any reason why you decide to add those to your portfolio? To your margin account specifically?
I thought originally when we had talked, maybe like a couple of months ago, those were a couple of the ones that were listed as, sort of safer.
Yeah, but what's your
ETFs.
thoughts on it? Not what I said.
Well, no, not even just you. Like when you look at Adriano and Erica, right? Like a bulk of their portfolio is just in those two because it's, instead of having a single stock ETF, you're holding the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So, and the yields they're not bad yields, but they're not crazy. You know what I mean? And I think if the market drops, they'll drop, but they're not going to crash. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to crash hard. So I think the price was pretty good the day that I bought them, and I just thought I would add them.
So is it more or less right now you have 5 different ETFs? Are they more or less evenly split, or are you looking at different weightings?
My goal was to have 2,000 in each. So I have 5 ETFs with $2,000 in each, but so far USCL and QQCL, I only started with $500. So I haven't bought more. I am kind of waiting to see if the market does, crash or correct or something and the price comes down, then it'll be a good time to add more to them.
Yeah, I would
thinking,
probably wait on QQCL, especially since NASDAQ is, NASDAQ's NASDAQ, so yeah.
In our Blossom chat, I noticed a couple days ago, people were talking about the Harvest Utilities Fund.
Yeah, HUTE,
I wasn't even really aware of it, right? Instead of Utes, it's HUTE. And then somebody did a video, so I watched the video, and now I'm wondering if it might not be a bad addition to a margin account. It seems like I was looking at it. Yield, lower yield than Utes,
not 10%,
more NAV,
10% give or take.
But
right
more
now,
NAV stability or more share price appreciation.
I wouldn't say you're not gonna, especially with a global utilities ETF, you're not getting it from the returns perspective, because guess what? There's no tech or any growth exposure. It's purely defensive. So you're doing it as a safe, like a margin, like a market downturn buffer. You're using it as a buffer. And looking at the charts since Liberation Day, it did not go down in the same way as the rest of it. So it didn't go down. It also didn't rebound in the same manner. So it's a relatively flat. And especially on a margin account, that's what you want to look at. That's what you want.
That's what you want.
Exactly. When everything else, when the entire market is going down, you want defensive sectors. Well, that's the whole point of getting defensive sectors to be stable. It can go down a little bit, but definitely not in the same manner. Otherwise, what's the point of getting defensive if it's going to go down in the same way, right?
It also holds 30 underlying stocks, right? As opposed to 10, right? So it's more diversified, and it has some US as well, right? So it's 40% US.
It's 40% US, 15% Canada, and then Japan, Germany, UK.
I think it might be worth. Taking a look at and adding.
I was gonna buy it on Wednesday, and except for the fact that I don't know how Wealthsimple decides their margin requirements, because that one, it's been out for such a long time, and it's still at 50%.
Is it really?
Really?
And that's what stopped me from buying. I'm like,
a way to burst my bubble, JJ.
Yeah. The actual like stable ones, like more broad sector based, are actually at higher margin requirement than say MSTE. MSTE was at 30%. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, it was at 30%, and then they finally raised it to 40%. I'm like, what are they thinking here? Are they just basing margin requirements based on what's the next hot stock? Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, what's popular?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. And I'm like, something like MSTE should not be less than 50%. It should not be less than 50%. And that's still like pretty low in my opinion. But
were you talking about MSTE? I think we froze there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you froze. Now? We were fine.
Yeah.
I was frozen. Yeah. I got to turn the heat up in the house.
JJ and I talking about it.
Yeah. I think that I'll just do a little recap. So we were saying that if something like MSTE, surprisingly enough, was actually at 30% margin requirement for one point, I'm like, this makes no sense. Like actual diversified leveraged funds like EQCL, like HEQL, like HUTE, like other defensive and like more broad based, they're still at 50%, even though they've been out for much longer time period than the new harvest income shares. And so
it doesn't make sense.
Are they just like basing off their margin requirement based on volume, based on what's popular? That makes no sense. They should be thinking from what they can actually keep their money and preventing people from going too risky and getting margin called. That's what they should be doing. But based on how they're listing their margin requirements, it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, it would be interesting to talk to somebody from Wealthsimple and find out how they're coming up with that reasoning of having MST lower than a utility fund. Somebody asked a question, JJ, and you might know the answer to this. They're saying, can you discuss...
I was just going to interrupt you guys and say, let's read this question. It's a good question.
Can you discuss never paying off your margin, meaning when you die, you would still have a margin amount owing? Pros versus cons. I've been watching Be Your Own Banker. Oh, where'd that question go? Be Your Own Banker, infinite banking videos. It seems like this is what rich people do.
Well, I mean, if you never... I kind of, in that thought process was, there has to be, unless your next generation would know what to do with it, it probably wouldn't make sense to never pay off your margin. That's not to say that you probably would want something in your will to trigger that off and pass it on to your next generations in the most tax efficient manner. Having that on margin, that's a good question.
It is a good question.
I mean, clearly in your lifetime, what rich people do is they borrow more and they use debt to fuel their lifestyle, because you can't tax debt. It's not taxable. You can only tax assets on what you own. So that's why that's one of the reasons why the rich get way more tax loopholes and legal I'm losing my train of thought here, but they're
Yeah.
basically like legal ways of avoiding tax. And so, I mean, clearly because they use debt vehicles to buy stuff, but whereas lower, like middle class and lower class, they use assets like cash, like whatever else, and that doesn't make sense. So, but from an infinite glitch perspective, you'll probably definitely need like a money manager to know what to do on your behalf if something passes away. So you would definitely need some estate plan in place. And yeah, clearly you probably wouldn't do this, probably wouldn't get information like this on YouTube. You probably want to talk to actual estate planners, like lawyers, like notaries, like actual tax accountants. So that's something else.
Just starting out with Margin, right? We're not wealthy people who are living off our debt, other than our mortgages, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right, JJ. This is something you want to talk to a professional about. I don't know who. Tax lawyer
for sure. Well, you would need multiple people. This will be part of your estate plan on what happens on all happens if you do pass away. So that is something. Well, clearly you can probably speculate on what could happen on YouTube, but clearly, like if it's something you want to actually be looking at and to be prevented, then you definitely want to, talk to like estate lawyers, estate planners, estate notaries, professionals who will be more in line.
I don't know if I'm the only one that's not frozen, or if I'm frozen on their end. But anyways, somebody is saying easy DIY investing. Did you see? Easy DIY investing was saying that you can add the harvest utilities to your TFSA, since we've linked our TFSA to our margin account, and then that will keep your TFSA, I guess, more stable.
Yep, you can do that. That's actually
margin,
that's something
right?
I'm actually thinking about doing that. So because right now my TFSA is more jumbled than I would probably like it to. So I would definitely make it more simplified, because I'm not using my TFSA in any way. I don't need to. So my TFSA is going to be kind of treated like as it's like a proxy to my margin account. So you want to keep your main TFSA as stable as possible. So I'm going to get rid of my Bitcoin exposure in there. I'm going to get rid of my big exposure in there, and I will be adding more, diversified stuff like, ACHI, Canny. I have a little bit of Canny. I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. I might just leave it as it is, because it's, the underlying exposure is in Canada, which is technically more stable. So I'll keep that in there as it is. But I have USCL in there. So I'm going to keep that as is. I'm actually going to trim down my HIS position in there and add more to like defensive sector. So HEUTE is on that list. I'm going to have the all-in-one equity. I haven't decided which one yet, but I will add HDIV back in there as well. Yeah, because clearly HDIV would be more stable based on just underlying exposure compared to just pure US exposure.
Do you use your margin account at all, JJ, to pay for things?
No, not yet.
No,
No.
Okay.
It's for wealth building, maximize wealth building.
Gotcha.
I would like to think that I am a mini Gary in the making.
There you go. There you go. Are you guys are you ready to deploy funds for January 1st into your TFSA? Like, I want to max out my TFSA as soon as I can.
Yeah. Maybe not January 1st, probably January 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be a little hungover on January 1st? Is the market even open on January 1st?
Yeah, first of all, it's not even open because it's a holiday. And so I would rather deploy it on an actual regular business day. So which I think January 2nd is Friday, right? So yeah, let's just do it on Friday. It is a Friday.
Yeah, so either then or you have to wait till the 5th and do it on the Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, either the Friday or the Monday I'll probably do. I want to transfer over at least 14,000 right away, get it out of my non-registered account, so I'm not paying, right now I'm paying tax on anything I make in my non-registered account. It doesn't make sense to keep it there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I will be trimming off. So when we were discussing on our Blossom chat that I was actually thinking about selling my ENCL position, number one was because ENCL is more volatile. So I don't necessarily, even though it's at 30%, I don't want it to fluctuate as much as, because oil is pretty of like kind of it's hard to track, like predict its price movements as much. And plus its exposure is already in HDIV. So I'm just like, I don't need a double dip especially in my scenario. So I'm thinking about getting rid of my $60,000 position in ENCL. Maybe not all at once, since actually I could do it all at once, since it's technically it's a capital loss. Price wise, I am down, so it's perfect to take it as a slight capital loss. So I'm total returns wise, I'm definitely up based on all the distributions I've collected. But distributions have already been like tax realized. So you can take a capital loss to deduct your capital gains and ROC and dividends received. So you can counteract that total gain that you've already made and with the loss, with the capital loss. Oh, sorry, with the price loss. So that is what I'm looking at of getting rid of. And then if I want to, I have extra cash already set aside to max out my TFSA and first home savings account. So I'll probably do both of them on January 2nd or January 5th. And I might not take all the money I've like separately added. I might just funnel some of it from my margin account.
Candace just logged in.
Hey, welcome, Candace.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
That's too funny. I've been on many of her live streams. That's awesome. She's going to be like, you amateurs don't know what you're doing.
We had some technicals at the beginning, Candace. So yeah.
I was going to say, it's a good thing she wasn't here at the beginning.
Right. Yeah. Should have messaged her ahead of time to find out how to do this properly.
Well, I don't know if you guys read the little screenshot I sent in our chat group. It sounds like if you do it through the YouTube dashboard, you can only have the 2 guests on the screen at the time, even if you've invited 3 or 4 guests.
Yeah, exactly.
You can only have 2.
It's definitely doing it through YouTube Studio is more limiting. So what YouTube Studio actually suggests is have an external stream encoder like Open Broadcast Software or Ecamm or StreamYard or Riverside to just funnel it over. Because doing it through YouTube, I took a look at it. It's more complicated than it needs to be. I'm just like, nah, screw this. Nope.
I tried, Shawn, to get it started on the YouTube Studio, but it said that my webcam and my mic and everything wasn't like, it didn't allow access to it or something. But there wasn't a button. Like right now, I'm looking at Riverside. There's a mic button. There's a cam button, so I can click them on and off if I want to turn off my camera or whatever. But it didn't have those buttons. Were not there. I couldn't find them. I tried looking in whatever menus I could find, and yeah. So I don't know. More difficult than it seemed like it needed to be.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or somewhere where it said like to invite you guys. You know what I mean? To add you to the stream, to the live stream. So
yeah, it's a.
Shawn, we might have to bite the bullet and sign up for Riverside one of these days.
Yeah, it's free to start. So
yeah, I'd be willing to. That's not a bad idea.
I like paying for quality. That's why I'm paying for it. And hey, I can write it up because I have multiple business expenses, so I can just claim that. So it's like, hey, makes it nice and easy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I have no problem paying for quality when I go out to eat, so I should be willing. You
don't get value from that, right? So
yeah, you're not making any money.
That is very true. That is very true. Well, have you guys been reading any of the comments?
Yeah.
Candace did say, I would love to see YouTube design a good studio for us. It would really make sense for them to do it.
It would get more revenue. It would get them more revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they have all the money in the world. They should have a great software platform. You know,
too bad.
Shouldn't be that difficult for them.
Yeah.
Did anybody read on Blossom Marcos Melia getting attacked for his recent post?
Oh yeah. What did he post about?
He made a list of ETFs that he said will never fully recover. He put MSTE in there. He put Misty in there. Yeah. He put Blocks in there. Alti. He had a whole list.
Okay.
But the problem is that I think a few months ago, he was talking to the fund managers of these ETFs, you know, and how great they are.
Yeah.
Right? How great they are.
He's flipping back and forth. That's not good.
Yeah, that's what people were saying, right? That he's flip-flopping back and forth. And
the thing is, when it comes to YouTube, you should present something without your own opinion. Otherwise, your credibility of because guess what? Number one, your credibility is impacted, and number two, the fund managers that were coming onto your channel. Well, guess what? They're not gonna come on. They're not gonna continue this collaboration because because they see that you're kind of like double-sided. So it makes no sense for the negative. It actually impacts their publicity.
Yeah.
And number 3, could they actually go after you for like, because it's kind of defamation of sorts.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
that's
it's
something
just
else to think about, right?
it's just his opinion, that he's saying they're not
Yeah,
going to come back.
exactly.
Maybe they
As
will,
long-
maybe
I
they
think
won't.
It all depends on how he states it.
He's probably not wrong on some of them. You know what I mean? I don't know if Alti's ever going to recover. If Bitcoin ever goes above 126,000, maybe blocks will recover. I'm waiting to see. If it doesn't, then I'll be getting out of it as well.
Blocks is going to track the underlying, crypto cycles. So it has more puts, covered puts in place.
Mhm.
So relatively, it's more safe compared to something like LFGY from YieldMax.
Isn't blocks the fund where growth is supposed to be their primary objective, and then yield was second?
Yes, something.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll see. The other thing is, and I don't know if it's true or not in his case, but I think they're attacking him, saying that, every time he has a fund manager on his channel, he's only do it because they're paying him. But I think if they're paying him, he has to say it's a sponsored video. And I could be wrong.
No, you do. Yeah, you have to disclose it if you're getting sponsored.
Right? Because I was lucky enough to have Sai Katera from Tap Alpha on our channel. But he didn't pay us for that, right? He didn't, we wanted to interview him. He came on and, it was a great conversation, and he's such a smart guy, so for him to explain how T-SPY and TDAC actually work is better than me trying to explain it, because I have no clue compared to what he knows. But that doesn't mean he paid me to do it, right? It doesn't mean we're shills just because we want to talk to a fund manager about a product that we own, right? Like,
exactly. Don't you want to know what the fund manager is thinking? If you're going to invest in it, right?
Exactly. I have right now, I'm sitting on over 700 shares. So, I'm invested in it, and it's not anyways. So I don't know about Marcos. I don't know I'm sure he has some endorsements and some sponsors, but
of course,
I think sponsored videos, you have to declare that they're sponsored. So,
yeah.
And I don't think any of his interviews are sponsored. Anyways, that was the recent thing I saw in Blossom. Big fight going on between him and a lot of people.
Hey, so Blossom, as any other social media platform, right? Comes with its goods, comes with its bads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of drama.
I will actually tease it out now that my interview with Perry is going to be out in the next couple of days before New Year's. And it's over 2 hours long, so prepare.
I was wondering about that one.
Be prepared for that. Because I
hadn't seen it
I wanted
yet.
to have some space, lengthed out, and plus I still need to do editing for that. So
that's going to be an interesting video, JJ, because you and Perry both like to talk.
Yes.
So I want to. There's going to be like a half hour of you talking.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So be prepared for that. Yeah.
Actually, I watched the video that you did with Leon and Jared.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for Jared. I was thinking maybe one day we could bring him on our show, but I'm just going to ask you and see what you guys think.
Sure. So Leon's in the chat too, so he can probably contribute as well.
I'm thinking about this for even my own kids, for your kids, right, Shawn? So Jared's 20.
Yeah.
He's the same age as my son. And he said his goal is to have $5 million by the time he retires. And with the 4% rule, if my math is right, he'll be able to withdraw $200,000 a year.
I guess like anything.
Isn't it, JJ? Wouldn't it be $40,000 per million?
$200,000 per year. Yeah.
Right, because it's $40,000 per million.
Yeah.
Now today, 200,000 sounds like. I mean, that's a lot of money. Like if you're making 200 grand, you're probably in the top 1 or 2% in Canada of income earners, maybe the top 5%, right? So it's a lot of money. But when Jared retires in 30, 35 years from now, with inflation factored in, how much is $200,000 going to be? When Jared is 50, 55 years old, once you factor in inflation, how much is $200,000 going to be?
Not that much. It might be, it might be even half. So actually, we actually learned this about, okay, I'll probably just go brief on it, but as part of the financial planning advisory courses, we actually learn about how to plan and predict and how to factor inflation into these calculations. So to keep it brief, if you're looking at about a 3% inflation rate, and then you take on average 3%, and then you plan on when you want to retire, and clearly you're not going to be, you should think about if you actually need to, if you want to, because 5 million, you don't really talk about, it's not about the amount you have overall invested, it's the amount you need to withdraw and use per year. So you use that number, and then if you factor in inflation, let's just take we're using $200,000 that you want to use now, and if you're looking on the 4% rule and you actually want to factor inflation into that rule, it's going to be more or less you need to reinvest the portion that is going with inflation to at least keep pace with it. And you also need to keep in mind that if inflation is 3% and the average return rate on equities in general, like common shares, that's more or less around the 10% nominal return rate, anywhere between 10 to 12%. Well, it's going to be less. If we use the regular S&P 500, it's around that 10 to 12%. If we're using something like, any of the global equity ETF allocation, that's going to be a bit less, because historically your developed markets, Canadian markets, and emerging markets perform slightly less than just the rest of the S&P 500. So we're looking around 8 to 10%, give or take. And obviously, if you're going by the drawdown rule, you can't have all of it in equities, especially if you're going to be drawing down. Because if there's a downturn, your capital can go down 10 to 20%. And if you're going to be drawing down during that downturn, you need to reinvest way more just to keep pace with inflation. So that $5 million number, clearly, is probably just a ballpark. But if you need $200,000 to live and survive in retirement, that means you need to actually account for at least 30 to 40% higher to factor in inflation, and to factor in the fact that your overall portfolio needs to be way more diverse and spread across, fixed income allocation. Doesn't have to be bonds, because we all know how bonds are performing. So it doesn't have to be bonds, but it can be any other fixed income product. It could be in call ETFs or anything else that generates income in a manner, or even REITs or real estate or whatever you want to average. And then you also need a set in stone allocation in cash and cash equivalents. And then your equities portion, depending on how risky you want to be, it should not be more than like 50%, give or take. So it's definitely a lot more factors you need to factor in. So going back to the original question, if you actually need $200,000 to survive, then if we're accounting for all those different factors, you might want to reinvest at least 25 to 30% just to keep pace with inflation and any other market risks that you haven't accounted for. So actually, it's going to be $5 million divided by 30%. Well, you need close to $20 million then. $15 million.
Yeah, because I don't know where he got the number from, but Henry just
we just asked it off of it. He didn't prepare anything, so it was just a number that popped up on his head. So I'm like, okay.
No, I know, but this is what I was thinking about for my son, because, like, for example, Shawn and I are
Chris,
in our 50s.
I haven't changed my battery in like 2 months, so.
Why is it beeping?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. It's got good hearing. Like Shawn and I are in our 50s and we don't have millions of dollars saved up, right? So I was thinking about for my son, if he was to be, say, a pure growth investor, try to save up $2 million and live off the 4% rule, which would be 80,000. But at 80,000 in like 30 years from now, it's going to be nothing. So I don't know. And I guess one thing we need to figure out is if, let's say Jared really wanted to get to that $5 million by the time he's 50, 55 or whatever he wants to retire at, how much does he need to be investing today per month to get to there?
There's a present
$5 million is a lot of money.
There is a present value calculation that actually gives you that number. So present value, it's a present value time formula. So for future value of how much you need invested is equal to your current investment today, factoring in the inflation. So the return rate, so the real return rate, so projected returns subtracted by the average inflation rate, we can probably take around 3% on average, and exponented to the number of years that you need to survive. So there's a bunch of math technically.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, there are calculators, right? I guess you assume a certain 8% return or whatever annually, and you can figure
Yeah.
it out. But anyways, nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. My son,
And that
Jared,
return, keep in mind that return is actually going to go down over time because of the fact that you need to be taking on less risk closer to retirement.
right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, these young guys that are starting at that age, they're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? They're on the right track anyways, just by investing at that age. So
If you can get them to
Hey,
invest.
I'll self plug here. I'm becoming a licensed financial advisor. So if you have those questions, you can always sit down with me or one of my colleagues.
There we go.
Self plug, right? There you go.
I think Paul froze again. There he is.
So I know you're getting your insurance, like life insurance or insurance in general licensing.
Yeah.
But then you're also doing as a financial planner as well. I guess there's other licenses you need. Eh?
Exactly. Getting the first license is accident and sickness insurance products. That can be life insurance, disability insurance. That would be critical illness insurance, long-term care insurance. That's especially for retirement homes or any sort of like assisted care living. So all those products, and then there's also the mutual funds. So mutual funds, segregated funds, which are mutual funds sold by insurance companies, but also comes with a guarantee. So think of it as insurance investment products that the benefit they actually charge. So they have a guarantee period. They have a guarantee on maturity. Which means that regardless of market downturns, if your guarantee value is less than the initial capital you put in, the insurance company is obligated to top up that amount. So you won't lose any of your original capital. But there's also a downside. Clearly, if there's any kind of guarantee, there's going to be more fees involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's going to be more fees. So the MER is definitely higher than typical mutual funds. And what else? And then there's also annuities, which is, you can kind of think of it as guaranteed payments for either for life or for a certain time period. So there's also that. And so the benefits of these kind of insurance products is that they bypass probate, which means that because you have a beneficiary listed, it will not pay. So in case you die, it will not go through your estate. So it means there's no sort of fees that you have to fight in court to decide all of that. It actually, the insurance company pays out directly to your beneficiaries that are listed, and it's tax-free. So,
wow.
Yeah. That's the other benefit. That's why the wealthy are doing. They buy insurance products not to grow their money per se, because obviously at that point, your main strategy is how to harness tax-free wealth for the next generations without eating taxes. Because in Canada, guess what? If you have a benefit that pays out anything in the $100,000 and any of the $100,000 range, or even to millions, you're in the highest tax bracket of 60%. Well, that's why people buy insurance products, to alleviate that factor and to pay it out directly.
Are life insurance policies taxable?
No, never.
They're not, right?
No, never.
Okay.
Because you cannot write off the premiums. Number one. And number two, death benefits paid out by insurance paid out by life insurance policies specifically are tax-free, always.
So
we should probably limit this chat to less too technical. Like, if you're actually thinking about planning, then we need to sit down and do a top separately. But we can talk about general questions if you guys have it. It's pretty fascinating. It's really fascinating. It's a whole another industry that typically do-it-yourself financial educators don't have much awareness, because you need to be licensed and go down the professional route to learn all about the tax advantages you need to think about in terms of your overall financial landscape and how to do it in the best ways possible to maintain a legacy and build generational wealth for generations to come. And it doesn't end with you, because if you're in that DIY landscape and don't actually talk with a proper financial planner and think about this kind of stuff, guess what? All the wealth that you've built, first, they're going to go through your estate, which means that you lose 50% of it before it goes to your next line of kin. And second, if you die tomorrow, if something happens, if you become disabled, if you die tomorrow, and it's not based on your plan. Because investments, if you do it by yourself, the biggest factor you need to factor in is time. But if you don't have that time, there's nothing left to be kept to the next skin. So it's tough to think about.
Well, I just plan on living forever.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
So JJ, right now you're just studying life insurance, or not life insurance, just insurance?
No, that's the first part to get the foot in the door. So insurance products, clearly there's ethics and compliance. There's disability insurance. So there's a life insurance component. There's a disability insurance component. There's the segregated funds and mutual funds component, and then there's the annuities component, and there's the ethics. So all of that is unbundled into the LLQP section. So that's one broad topic already. That's and I'm doing my exams in January. So
You already
fingers
wrote
crossed.
some exams, right?
That was the first part. So the first part was the certification exams with the company that you're studying under, and the next part is actually getting licensed to practice, getting the licenses to practice, and then after that, probably add more because with these certifications, you can't go down the financial planning route. So there's more to learn. So that's the next steps afterwards. Yeah,
Right.
figuring it out as we go. Yeah.
I think, do you ever do anything other than work, study?
I work like 60, 70 hours a week. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is... That's why when it comes to YouTube, I'm building it slow and steadily because I want to at least enjoy it. That's why I started with these podcasts because I actually enjoy it. And it's fun to talk to people and put it online to be more educational. Because I'm at a mental capacity of where it's like, I've already got so much stuff going on. So I don't want to think of YouTube as a burden.
More work
that I'm not going to like, because doing YouTube, you treat it like a small business. You want to build it slow and steadily. So it's something you like to enjoy and to, go build it slow and steadily over time. And so that's kind of the route I'm approaching. So yeah.
Right. Well, guys, we're well over an hour already.
Yeah, that's fine. These lives are fun. We should probably do it more often, maybe.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we could possibly do that. I know we had
maybe.
one person comment on our video saying that they enjoy our biweekly podcast, but they wish it was weekly because they don't like waiting 2 weeks. I just find not really a lot changes week to week,
I think once every 2 weeks is good.
Yeah. Not only that, but you're doing your podcast with Leon as well, and with Perry, and I do some with Perry, and
probably gonna add Jordan to that list, and then I have an interview scheduled with Adriano as well on his channel as well. So it's like a bunch of stuff going on, and yeah.
I had another podcast. I'm not going to say with who because it's probably going to be next week, so it'll be a bit of a surprise, whatever. But I had another one. Unfortunately, the way he created the thumbnail and the title, it got pulled off of YouTube. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it was only on for maybe less than half an hour or something before they pulled it down. So you do have to be very careful with your YouTube titles. Anyways, more to come for sure. And I think Shawn, we're going to try and do something with Robin Haney in January, which will be great. Because he's big into the not big, but he's into the margin as well, right? That's something he's been doing for a while, and we'll have to reach out to Jordan and see if we can talk to him too, because I think he did
a podcast with Leon actually. It's nice to see.
That's awesome.
All right, should we wrap this up and let JJ get in his car and start driving?
Well, I'm leaving at noon, so I still have to finish packing a little bit. So no rush. Yeah.
Well, I'm hungry.
Yeah. I gotta get to. Get to eating and doing other stuff. I got to take my stepson somewhere this morning. He unfortunately got into a fender bender yesterday, so we got to go report the collision.
Yeah. Oh, no, really? Oh boy.
Yeah, he went to the gym in Milton.
In Milton? Oh wow.
Yeah. What were you reading? Wings and beer anytime soon?
It caught my eye.
Where
Summer Central to all
live?
our locations in the new year.
Isn't Chris up north somewhere in the Snowbelt area?
For Paul and I, we're lucky enough we can fly relatively inexpensively. Paul froze again on our channel on the video. But that sounds like a great idea. And JJ will have to, in our chat group, talk about what day would be good for everybody. We can all meet up.
Let's do it. Get that hot pot scheduled in or whatever, right?
Oh, that looks so good. My goodness. When you sent those photos the other day, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. It's for his birthday.
That looked amazing.
There's a place up either in Vaughan or Scarborough, Shawn and JJ, where they have. Remember we were in Japan? We had that all-you-can-eat like Wagyu steak and meat and stuff.
Ooh.
They
Okay.
have a place like that in. I think there's one in Scarborough, maybe one in Vaughan, but I can find out where if you want to do something like that.
I know up by close by Vaughan Mills Mall, there was a Mongolian restaurant where you cook at your table side.
Nice.
I'd have to look
So
for it
very
again. Yeah.
very similar.
I love the cooking part. When I go
Yeah.
to Korean
me too.
barbecue, I'm usually the cooker, so I don't mind.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, right? Because
Very
they put the heating element right in front of you, right? You just order the raw beef and stuff
Yeah.
and cook it yourself.
Smells amazing.
Yeah, it's so
Oh
good.
yes. Yeah, you have to go home and have a
Fantastic.
shower after.
We need to know. I know Chris mentioned something about moving up to the snow belt area. Somebody told him it was great until it snowed.
Well, it's in the name, right?
Right?
Yeah.
He was surprised when he got
I
2
can
feet of
attest to
snow.
Because I used to live in Orangeville. It was just the beginning of the snow belt. And, it was amazing the amount of snow that we'd have there compared to, Brampton, Mississauga, any of those areas. I used to have to dig or shovel my front lawn because I'd have 3-4 feet of snow. So I'd have to shovel my lawn into the middle, all the snow into the middle of the lawn so I could get more snow off my driveway onto the lawn.
Wow.
It was terrible. I'm never moving back to the snow belt again.
Not happening.
It was terrible.
So one of the
Great videos of people shoveling them.
yeah. Hey, I live in a condo for a specific reason because I don't want to deal with this. So I'm like,
Yeah.
hey,
Well,
it's not part of my rich life. So I'm just like, snow. Like I'll do it for other people, for our friends who actually need it. So I'm just like, but like on a day-to-day, like for myself, I'm like, don't want to deal with this headache.
oh, that's part of my retirement plan. Moving into the condo,
Okay.
and sell the house. We'll move into our condo, and spending winters down south, but not in the States, like actual nice countries. I don't mean that. I don't mean that the way it came out. That came out wrong. What I mean is, like
Caribbean?
Costa Rica, and smaller countries with, have the surfing, the beach, less population. When I retire, I don't want to deal with a lot of people.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I want it to be quiet because I deal with so many people on a daily basis right now in my
yeah.
life, with work. I just want it to be quiet and simple.
Makes sense.
Henry said snow shoveling isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Clearly
Yeah,
not.
well,
Right?
he's up in Sudbury, so they get a lot of snow. Henry, you got to buy yourself a snowblower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You deserve it. Treat yourself.
Like
Save
even
your
with
back.
me, I'm in
Yeah.
I'm in Grimsby, and we got a ton of like freezing rain yesterday here.
Yeah.
And I drove up to my parents. They live in Brampton. I drove up there and they've got like a foot of snow. It was crazy. Just to leave here, like I salted my driveway 3 times yesterday, and it just kept
wow.
freezing again. So I'd go out there and, I have a big driveway, but I'd resalt it again. And I think this morning I'm going to have to go out there and just end up scraping all the ice off my driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So I don't know if
wow.
it's going to get warm enough to melt.
I don't think so. It's like minus 14.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No.
It's terrible.
So I actually wanted to bring up one of the comments earlier, because I think which comment was it? Let's see. Okay, there was something about the 4% rule is not just for growth investors; it's a rule for all investors. Okay, sure, but then I think there's something else said earlier. Let me try to find the comments. Give me a second. I think it was something about definitely going down the more professional route, and the fact that most 20-year-olds or millennials on YouTube in the finance space, well, it's personal finance, so all they can talk about is what's relatable to them, personal.
Yeah.
And actually, this is actually a good segue in the fact that my interview with Perry, the first 3 minutes as the hook, is all about calling out the bull crap that personal DIY investors preach. So that's gonna be kind of spicy.
Oh,
It's gonna be spicy.
okay.
It calls out the growth shillers, growth bros,
Yep.
and basically trolls on Blossom and any other social media platform to cut out I don't want to swear on YouTube, but cut out the crap that is not needed and actually think about what's part of your strategy, because personal is still personal. And so clearly take the information presented on YouTube and any other platform as just education, or as entertainment. And so if you actually want to think about it and do it professionally, either take the time to actually do it properly, do all the rest of investing research and everything else that is needed on your own, and then that's why there's professional advice out there. Because if you don't have the time if you don't have the time or the energy to do it, that's why you need to clearly sit down with a professional and not just listen to YouTube. But yeah, it's not advice for just anybody and everybody.
What I don't understand about what people are saying.
So yeah, it's going to be a spicy hook.
Like people who go on YouTube and talk about income investing or covered call ETFs or whatever the case may be, why is it that we have to be licensed to do that? I didn't know you had to be licensed on YouTube to talk about anything.
Was that
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
Like if you have a YouTube channel and you're talking about something, right? And even if you are, like, let's say JJ, once you get designated, you have a license, you're a financial advisor. Say, for example, Shawn and I could come meet with you, go over our portfolios, our everything, and you could advise us.
Yeah.
But once you go on YouTube and make a video, even though you're a licensed advisor, if 100,000 people watch your video, you're not their advisors.
Yeah.
You can't advise them because you don't know their job.
Exactly.
You don't know you don't know their situation at home. You don't know their debts. You don't know anything about them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you don't, you know what I mean? So even having a license doesn't mean you're there. So if they see you on YouTube talking about you just bought TD Bank.
Because YouTube is free advice.
Yes.
Value.
Right? It's free advice.
It's free advice. You're not going to get any, you might get some value, but it's not valuable to your own needs. You need to pay for value. So that's why you need to actually sit down and talk about it.
You have to decide for yourself. You know what I mean? Then you have to make, if I watch a video from you or Jordan or Adriano or anybody, and I see about a new product like, Q Day or C Day, then I have to decide whether that's something I want to add to my portfolio. They're not telling me I have to add it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're just blindly following them, then that's your choice.
Exactly.
Right? That's on you. So just because some people might not agree with the products we talk about, that doesn't mean all of a sudden, because we're not licensed, we shouldn't be talking about them at all. I don't know.
I mean, people who complain, either they're just trolling and not providing actual, like literally, it's not even like they're just saying like crap. Or if they did take it as face value, then there's some clear, hard reality that you need to face. So it's
I think it's relevant to anything. You know what I mean? If you're into anything and you go on YouTube to look it up, right? Like I like watches. So if I go on YouTube and I watch a video where somebody talks about watches, I still have to make my own decisions about which watch I'm going to buy, right? I can't just go on and because so-and-so owns a watch, I go and copy them, then I buy the watch and I don't like it. So do I blame them? Yeah. Well, it's your fault. You told me you like the watch.
Well, yeah, but Paul, that's how people are, right?
Right?
There's a percentage of the population that will go and do or buy or, whatever, because somebody on the internet told them to do it,
Yeah.
And those are generally the people that talk the loudest.
Yeah.
They'll go on a YouTube channel and say, well, you told me to, or, it's unfortunate, common sense isn't always all that common, right?
Common sense in that common, apparently.
Yeah.
But YouTube is one place where if you want to research a topic and you're interested in something, you can go on and learn about it. It's one avenue. There's other avenues, but
yeah, but it's all great as long as, you're not giving advice. You can talk, it's fair. You can talk about how something has worked for you or how you do something.
Yeah.
But you just can't make it sound like you're telling people they need to buy it.
Yeah. Have you guys seen anybody
free
on
information
YouTube
comes at a cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you get what you pay for, right?
Or didn't pay for.
Yeah, right? But
Yes.
have you guys seen anybody recently sort of in that pump and dump kind of category where they're trying to push a particular stock or something Because I think that's one of the biggest problems, right? Where we used to have influencers who were pumping, dumping I think there were small cap stocks.
It's still
you know what I
happening.
mean?
It always happens.
Yeah. I maybe I don't watch enough of those kind of videos anymore, but I haven't seen it recently.
It's on Reddit. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm not on Reddit.
I'm on Reddit. I enjoy Reddit. I take it, JJ, you're on Reddit?
I mostly go there, for reviews of like products of stuff that you use day to day. So that's a good one. So because like whenever I need to buy something that I want to plan on using long term, I usually go to Reddit. Clearly, Reddit's not the most credible source, but you take it with a grain of salt of what other people have used, and there's that, and I think that's the only good purpose of Reddit. So because it's a community, right? So as a community, there's the goods, there's the bads, and then there's everything else in between. So take everything with a grain of salt, right?
I love it. I use it for if I'm traveling to a new country that I haven't been to, looking for advice, on where to go, what to see. Because a lot of people have been, to the country, obviously. They've been there. I use it I'm huge into smoking meat and barbecuing.
Well, that's
so there's a couple of subreddits. Oh, yeah. So there's a couple of subreddits I joined, read about that. And obviously there's some about like Canadian ETF investing, and go on there and just read them, right? And sometimes there's little tidbits you can pull out of it. Doesn't matter which site. Paul, you need to get on it.
Get on Reddit?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's useful for certain topics.
I think I need to spend less
like-
time on my phone.
No, you just need to spend less time on your phone when the wife's around.
Yeah.
Oh, do you get in trouble?
That
I'm always in trouble. The funny thing is
He's
that
not wrong.
if we're like watching TV or something and I'm on my phone, she'll yell at me, "Why are you on your phone?" So I'll put my phone down, and then a half hour later I'll look over at her and she's on her phone. I'm like, what are you doing on your phone? Oh, well, I'm planning our next vacation. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay, so the stuff you're doing on your phone is more important than what I'm doing on my phone. I understand the double
Well,
standard.
Oh my.
he is planning your next.
Well, that's true, but she shouldn't be doing it while we're spending time together. That's the point.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Anna and I try to keep our phones put away while we're sitting together and watching TV. Or
I know, that's why you
whatever.
never respond to texts. Hey, Shawn,
You know what?
tell me
Even
something.
yesterday. What's that?
No, I mean, just texting you, and then
Oh,
I get a reply 2 days later.
Well, even yesterday, like Anna and I, we got in the car at whatever time it was, I don't know, 3:00, 2:45, and my phone was in my pocket, and my phone didn't come out of my jacket pocket until we got home at whatever time it was, 11:30 last night.
Yeah.
We were in the car together. We talked, we sang, a little car karaoke, driving to my parents' house. And then we were there with family, so I don't need my phone. I've got, 14, 15 live people I can talk to. I don't need my phone. And then on the way home, we chatted. When we got home, it was like, all right, let's pour a drink, because I couldn't drink. I was driving. And I'll look at my phone now, finally. And there were so many messages, I just deleted everything. And
Start over again?
yeah, let's start fresh today, I thought.
JJ, Leon caught you eating that banana.
Yeah.
See, Shawn, we're getting hungry, and JJ's just eating during the video. I didn't know we were bringing snacks.
I know, I needed a lunchbox.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice charcuterie board.
That would be good.
That would be nice right now, wouldn't it?
Yes, but I'm not
Little bit of
licensed to
some
talk about
cheese.
charcuterie boards, so
That is true. That is true. I think we got a little off topic, didn't we?
yes.
That happens.
Yeah, it happens.
All
It
right,
happens.
guys. I think we should call it a day, though. Let JJ do whatever he has to do before he packs up and goes. And
Hey, I'm almost done. So I can. That's my bag right there. So it's almost done. Yeah.
packed and good to go. Are you visiting family or friends?
A little both. So trying
Yeah.
to see as many people as I can, because I only have a week, and then there's official business to take care of as well. So yeah.
Right
Oh,
on.
very nice. Very nice.
So what are we
All
thinking?
right. Well,
What are we thinking to buy? Since technically we need to go back to finish it off with margin, right? What are you guys thinking about buying in the
yeah,
next
I
2
guess
weeks?
we should.
Last topic. Round it right back.
I think I'm going to buy more candy.
I
Shawn's
don't
just
know.
gonna
I
wait.
think no. Well, there'll definitely be a little more waiting. I'm not gonna lie. There'll definitely be a little more waiting. I'm not ready to jump on anything, but I think I'm definitely going to look at what I'm down in my cost average. Maybe
MSC?
maybe try to bring some of them down. GME.
I'm buying MSC actually. I'm thinking about it.
Are you?
Yeah, not a margin clearly, but somewhere else.
No. Yeah, I would love to, but I think if Anna watches this video and hears me say I'm going to buy more MSTE, I think I might get punched.
Is this your retirement?
Honestly,
is this your retirement fund? Is that why?
Hey,
yeah.
The ex-dividend date for Canny is December 31st, so I can still buy it on Monday or Tuesday and get my my dividend in January. Nice.
That would be nice. That would be nice. In reality, I don't have a ton of red positions in my portfolio, but yeah, really, I think I might. I know I've been talking about building up my position in Biggie, so I think I might start funneling some more money into it. I think right now I only have 15 shares of it, so I'd like to get it up to at least 100, preferably, quicker, sooner than later. But what about you, JJ? Any big moves on the horizon?
I was gonna do the case study series for my non-registered account. I think I have a change of heart. I'm just like, it's hard to relate to it as a case study for that specifically. So I'm just like, I'm gonna scrap that idea and keep that because I definitely want a crypto exposure, but I don't want crypto exposure with any of my registered accounts. Well, maybe except for the RRSP. And so maybe I'll have that. So I'm gonna change up that non-registered account. Instead of it being defensive, I might go higher risk. So, MSTE, HBIX, HBTE, all the crypto related holdings and maybe more tech based might go away in that account. So I'm thinking about the specific details. But in terms of typical buys, I'm gonna keep buying HEQL in my FHSA. I have that in my FHSA. I have QDay in my FHSA. So those are like two specific core holdings in there. And then to keep buying the HHIS.U, HYLD.U, because I have USD cash sitting. So I'm not going to convert it back, just keep it in USD, save that conversion fee. And in terms of the margin account, I'm thinking about clearing out that ENCL position and, adding a little bit here and there. We'll see. Yeah. It's a little bit just on that.
Before we started our chat, Shawn, I was going through our YouTube studio and looking at comments. I'm trying to clear out all the comments people have left on our videos just to reply to everybody. Right?
Yeah. It's hard to do.
It is hard to do. And now I'm at the point where I'm looking at comments from like 2 weeks ago. But anyway, somebody posted a comment saying that the Plain Bagel, everybody knows who the Plain Bagel is, right? He's got millions of viewers. Yeah. He did a video about JP Morgan and the MSTR beef.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yes. So you know how MSTR came down so much because I guess JP Morgan was trying to pump and dump them or whatever, right?
Well, yeah, they wanted a company that was based off of Bitcoin to be taken off any of the stock exchanges.
I haven't watched this video yet, but I'm going to search it up. Apparently, the whole thing is like fake. It's all rigged. It's just, manipulation of the market. So, I mean, you'll have to watch the video, but that's what the comment was alluding to.
Oh, interesting.
Was that right? Which, you wonder, right? So now MSTR's come down so far because of this whole situation. Mm-hmm. Will it eventually go back up again if this was just, you know what I mean? If it was something that they did underhandedly, to manipulate the share price, which doesn't surprise me because it seems like Bitcoin and some of these other, stocks are manipulated all the time, right?
Of course.
So, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see his video because he's really good, right? So
yeah, I love his content.
Yeah.
It's
So I haven't
rational
watched
reminder.
the video because in a while, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna look up that one and see what he has to say because of course we have so much money invested in MSTE. We got to find out what's going on.
Oh yeah, it'll be interesting. But all right, guys, I think it's time to call it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I need to go upstairs. I can hear something going on.
Oh yeah, January 15th is the key ruling date for MSTR. So we'll see.
Oh, there we go.
MSCI. What's MSCI?
It's to do with the strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, of being kept on the indices or not. So the ruling date is on there.
Yeah. Right on. All right, JD, drive safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let us know when you arrive in town.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let us know.
All right, everybody.
we'll
All right.
make
Happy
it
holidays
exciting.
and New Year's, everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year's. I guess we're not doing any more podcasts between now and next year.
Well, maybe we could do a podcast over some hot pot or something.
Hey, we can just broadcast that right now, right?
There you go. All right, guys. Have a great day.
All
Enjoy
right.
your weekend,
Catch you
everybody.
guys later.
Yeah,
All right,
take
guys,
care.
take it easy.
Okay, bye.
I'm just